428 times the legal limit. That's not a lab error. That's what was found in clothing sold to millions of women just like you. The brand responsible ships to your door in 3 days, costs less than your morning coffee, and is currently sitting in closets across America. By the end of this video, you'll know which 20 brands failed the safety test and why the #1 offender should terrify you. Number 20. Shein. When affordable fashion comes with a chemical price tag, Shein exploded onto the scene, promising trendy clothes at prices that seemed impossible. $8 dresses, $5 tops, hauls so massive they became social media spectacles. But when independent labs started testing what was actually in those bargain pieces, the results were anything but trendy. In 2022, Canadian regulators and consumer watchdog groups tested Shein clothing and found lead levels up to 20 times the legal safety limit in children's jackets and women's accessories. That is not a minor slip. To put that in perspective, a child wearing that jacket absorbed more lead in one afternoon of play than drinking from a contaminated water fountain for a month. Lead accumulates in the body over time, disrupting hormones and affecting everything from cognitive function to bone health. For women over 60, whose bodies may already be managing hormonal shifts and bone density concerns, exposure to heavy metals adds a burden we simply do not need. The problems did not stop there. Testing also revealed PFAS, those so-called forever chemicals, in water-resistant jackets and activewear. These compounds linger in the body for years, linked to thyroid issues and immune system disruption. Phthalates, chemicals used to make synthetic fabrics more flexible, showed up in stretch pants and fitted tops. Scientists connect these to hormone interference, precisely what mature women should avoid when our endocrine systems deserve support, not sabotage. Here's what gets me. Shein's business model is built on speed, not safety. The faster they churn out trends, the less time there is for proper chemical testing. What looks like a bargain on the screen becomes a gamble against your health the moment you slip it on. But if you thought Shein was bad, their sister company took the same chemicals and put them where you'd least expect. Number 19. Zaful, the swimwear brand, caught in toxic waters. When you slip into a swimsuit, the last thing you should worry about is whether the fabric is leaching chemicals into your skin. But Zaful customers discovered that is exactly what was happening. This online swimwear brand, owned by the same parent company as Shein, has quietly carried the same troubling chemical problems without facing nearly as much scrutiny. Independent testing revealed high levels of phthalates in Zaful swimwear and bodysuits. What makes swimwear particularly concerning is the way we wear it. You are spending hours in it, often in warm or hot environments where heat opens pores and increases absorption. Think about it. Every beach day, every pool afternoon, your skin becomes a highway for these chemicals. Add moisture from water or perspiration, and your skin becomes even more receptive. Testing also found formaldehyde in certain items marketed as wrinkle-resistant, another red flag for something worn directly against bare skin. The levels detected exceeded European Union safety standards, which are already stricter than what the United States requires. Yet Zaful continues to sell these pieces without much transparency. Number 18. Fashion Nova, Instagram glam with hidden chemical risks. The Instagram post showed the haul. 15 Fashion Nova dresses, total cost $60. 3 million likes. What those likes didn't see was what the lab found inside those curve-hugging fabrics. In 2019, Fashion Nova faced a lawsuit in California after testing revealed lead in their jackets, belts, and accessories. The levels were high enough to trigger Proposition 65 violations, meaning the company had failed to warn consumers about exposure to a substance known to cause serious harm. Independent labs found formaldehyde in bodycon dresses and tight-fitting tops. When you wear something skin-tight for hours, your skin absorbs more of whatever is in that fabric. And here's the kicker. Stretch materials often contain higher chemical loads because of the treatments needed to make them cling and snap back. What frustrated investigators most was the company's slow response. Even after violations were flagged, Fashion Nova continued selling similar items without clear changes to their testing protocols. When a brand prioritizes Instagram aesthetics over your safety, it is time to scroll past. If you believe this kind of investigation is important, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm dedicated to exposing the truth, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Number 17, Forever. The teen retailer that never grew up on safety, Forever. 21 might have filed for bankruptcy once, but their problems with toxic chemicals have been around far longer. For decades, this brand has been the go-to for teenagers hunting trends on a budget. But that bargain price tag has repeatedly come with hidden costs that show up in lab reports, not on receipts. One of the most alarming findings was cadmium in children's jewelry and accessories. Cadmium is a heavy metal so dangerous that regulators have fought for years to keep it out of products. Testing revealed levels that violated federal safety standards, leading to multiple recalls. Then there are the azo dyes, chemicals used to create those eye-catching bright colors Forever 21 is known for. Certain azo dyes break down into compounds linked to serious long-term health concerns. When you see a neon pink top or electric blue dress at a shockingly low price, ask yourself this: what did they cut to make that price possible? That vibrant shade often comes from cheaper dyes that have not been properly tested. Number 16, Romwe, Shein's sister brand, same toxic story. If you thought Romwe was a different, safer alternative to Shein, think again. They are owned by the same company, and testing shows they share the same chemical problems. The matching pastel website aesthetic and slightly different name might make Romwe feel like a separate choice. But behind the scenes, it is the same supply chain, producing the same troubling results. Independent labs found PFAS in water-resistant jackets and coated items. Think of PFAS as a permanent marker on skin. It doesn't wash off, it doesn't fade, it just accumulates. Testing also revealed lead in metal accessories and trims. What makes Romwe particularly frustrating is the illusion of choice. It looks like you are shopping somewhere new, somewhere different from Shein, but the violations show up at similar rates, proving that a separate website does not mean separate standards. Number 15, Boohoo. Fast fashion from the UK with American-sized chemical problems. Boohoo dominated UK fast fashion for years, flooding online shopping carts with trend-driven pieces at prices that felt almost too good to pass up. But when their clothes crossed the Atlantic, so did concerns about what was woven into the fabrics. Testing revealed phthalates in synthetic leather jackets, faux leather pants, and plastic detailing. The worst part is that synthetic leather items are often worn for extended periods, giving your skin hours to absorb whatever chemicals are embedded in that material. Even more troubling, labs detected NPEs, nonylphenol ethoxylates. These are hormone disruptors, so concerning that the European Union has banned them. Yet somehow, items made for European customers still tested positive. But here's what regulators discovered when they dug deeper. The same factories making banned chemical clothing for Europe were simultaneously making it for America, where oversight is weaker. Boohoo also failed multiple rounds of Greenpeace detox testing. When a company cannot clearly explain what is in their fabrics, that silence speaks louder than any marketing campaign. Number 14, Misguided. Misguided about chemical safety. The name Misguided turned out to be more accurate than the brand intended. This UK-based retailer carved out a space in the crowded fast fashion market by promising trendy pieces with an edge. But independent testing revealed that the only edge here was the risk customers were taking. Formaldehyde levels exceeded safe limits in multiple tests. The same chemical they use to preserve specimens in biology class is what's keeping your blouse wrinkle-free. For mature women whose skin may already be more delicate, prolonged exposure can trigger rashes, itching, and discomfort that lingers long after you have taken the garment off. Then there is the issue of volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, off-gassing from synthetic fabrics. When you open a package from Misguided and catch that distinct chemical smell, that is not a new fabric scent. That is VOCs evaporating into the air and onto your skin. Misguided, now owned by Frasers Group after bankruptcy, has not made chemical safety a visible priority. Number 13. Pretty Little Thing. Not so pretty when you read the test results. Pretty Little Thing markets itself as the affordable glam choice for nights out. The brand promises sequins, shine, and body-conscious silhouettes. But independent testing revealed that the real price of those party dresses was being paid by customers' health, one glittering detail at a time. Labs found high phthalate levels in vinyl pieces, faux leather pants, and sequined tops. Here's what bothers me. Party wear and going out clothes tend to carry higher chemical loads because of all the extra treatments needed to create that shine and sparkle. Metallic finishes, glitter coatings, and synthetic shimmer fabrics require additional processing. Testing also flagged azo dyes in bright-colored items, the hot pinks, electric blues, and neon greens that dominate their collections. The bolder the color and the cheaper the price, the more likely that dye was chosen for cost rather than safety. What makes this particularly frustrating is that Pretty Little Thing is part of the Boohoo group, the same parent company with a track record of violations. Shared ownership means shared supply chains, and that translates to shared problems. Number 12. Nasty Gal, a nasty chemical legacy. Nasty Gal built a reputation on vintage-inspired rebellion, the kind of bold, edgy style that made you feel like you were breaking fashion rules. But there is nothing rebellious about cutting corners on chemical safety. In 2017, Nasty Gal was acquired by the Boohoo Group, and with that purchase came all the supply chain issues and chemical problems that plague its parent company. Testing revealed formaldehyde and phthalates across multiple product lines at levels high enough to raise concerns about daily wear. The faux leather and vegan leather pieces turned out to be particularly problematic. And that's what gets me. We're told to avoid real leather, so we buy synthetic alternatives, only to discover we've traded one concern for a chemical cocktail. Synthetic leather alternatives often contain more chemicals than genuine leather because of all the plastic polymers, coatings, and treatments required to mimic the look and feel of the real thing. Heavy metal residues also showed up in dyed fabrics, the blacks, deep reds, and rich jewel tones the brand is known for. We've covered 10 brands, and you might be thinking the worst is behind us. But here's what makes the next 10 even more concerning. These are the stores you trust, the names that feel safe, the places where your mother shops and your grandmother bought your first outfit. And every single one has a chemical secret they're hoping you won't discover. We're not even halfway through, and the list is already alarming. I want to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever suspected your clothing was causing a skin reaction? Share your thoughts below. Number 11. Charlotte Russe, the mall staple that failed safety tests. For decades, Charlotte Russe was the mall store where teenage girls bought their first trendy outfits. It felt safe, familiar, woven into the fabric of American shopping culture. But nostalgic shoppers returning after the brand's revival might not like what is in those familiar shopping bags because bankruptcy and reopening did not include a safety overhaul. Historical testing found lead in jewelry, belt buckles, and decorative hardware. Yet when the brand relaunched, there was no clear evidence that chemical testing protocols had improved. Formaldehyde also turned up in stretch denim and comfort fit items. What troubles me most is the cost-cutting reality of brands that go under and come back. When a company is fighting to survive financially, safety testing is often one of the first expenses to shrink. Charlotte Russe failed safety tests, but the next brand convinced millions they were paying for quality. They weren't. Number 10. Zara. High fashion prices, low chemical standards. Zara convinced shoppers they were getting runway looks at accessible prices. The brand positioned itself as the smarter choice in fast fashion, a step above the ultra-cheap competitors with their European sophistication. But when you are paying mid-range prices, you should not be getting discount-level chemical safety. In 2012, Greenpeace released a report that sent shockwaves through the fashion industry. Zara clothing, both children's and adult lines, tested positive for NPEs, non-ilphenol ethoxylates, hormone disruptors so concerning that regulators have been fighting to eliminate them for years. These compounds interfere with the body's natural endocrine function, mimicking hormones and throwing delicate systems off balance. Testing also revealed azo dyes in multiple rounds of investigation. The bright, saturated colors that Zara is known for often come from these cheaper dyes, prioritized for cost-effectiveness rather than safety. To their credit, Inditex, Zara's parent company, made public commitments to improve. But enforcement has been spotty, and certain product lines continue to show violations. A higher price point and European branding do not automatically guarantee safety. Number 9. H&M. When conscious labels don't match chemical reality, H&M launched a conscious collection to look environmentally friendly, complete with green tags and recycled fabric claims. The marketing painted a picture of a brand doing better. But environmental marketing does not automatically mean the clothes are safe to wear against your skin. Despite all the sustainability pledges, labs found NPEs in H&M clothing. What makes this particularly frustrating is the contradiction. A brand cannot claim to care about the environment while using chemicals that persist in waterways and disrupt ecosystems. Testing also revealed formaldehyde in wrinkle-resistant children's items, particularly in budget lines like Divided. Between 2011 and 2014, Greenpeace ran a detox campaign that repeatedly flagged H&M. The company responded with promises, but the improvements have been inconsistent. A brand can tout recycled polyester all day long, but if that polyester is soaked in hormone disruptors, the green tag means nothing. You're not wearing sustainability, you're wearing chemistry. Number 8. Old Navy, the family favorite with a formaldehyde problem. The Old Navy built an empire on affordable basics for the whole family. Parents trust it for back-to-school shopping, grandmothers grab cardigans without a second thought, and the brand feels as American and dependable as apple pie. But when it comes to wrinkle-free khakis and easy care shirts, that convenience comes with a chemical cost. Independent testing found formaldehyde in non-iron and wrinkle-resistant items. What concerned investigators most was that higher levels showed up in children's school uniforms and basics, the clothes kids wear for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Old Navy is owned by Gap Incorporated, a company that has made some improvements. But the changes have been inconsistent. The performance fabrics often contain PFAS, those forever chemicals that accumulate in the body and do not break down. The cheaper price point means less oversight. When a company is focused on keeping costs low and volume high, thorough chemical testing becomes an expense that is easy to cut. Time, 0.2s. Number 7. Target's a new day. Not such a new approach to chemical safety. Target's private label clothing feels like a safe all-American choice. The brand carries that wholesome Target glow, the sense that you are shopping somewhere that cares about families and quality. But independent testing of their A New Day line revealed some very old problems. Labs found formaldehyde in blouses and dress pants, particularly in items marketed as wrinkle-resistant or easy care. Testing also detected phthalates in synthetic fabrics and faux leather details. What makes private label clothing so tricky? The transparency, or rather, the lack of it. When Target puts its name on a product, they control the supplier relationships, but they do not always publish their chemical testing standards. Store brands operate with less scrutiny than national names, and that gap in oversight often translates to gaps in safety. Number 6. Walmart's George and Terra and Skylines. Low prices, high chemical loads. Walmart dominates American retail by keeping prices impossibly low. Walk into any store, and you will find aisles stacked with their George and Terra and Sky clothing lines. But when it comes to these in-house brands, those savings come at a cost you cannot see on the price tag. Historical recalls revealed lead and cadmium in Walmart children's clothing, violations serious enough to pull products from shelves. Lead in children's clothing is like finding asbestos in playground equipment. Testing also found formaldehyde in both plus-size Terra and Sky items and regular George basics. When you wear treated clothing for hours, your skin absorbs that chemical load steadily. Walmart's business model runs on volume. The faster they move product and the lower they keep costs, the more profit they generate. That leaves very little room in the budget for rigorous chemical testing. The cheapest option in the store is cheap for a reason. Number 5. Amazon Essentials. Essential chemicals you never ordered. Amazon made shopping effortless with their Essentials line, basics delivered to your door in 2 days. No store trips, no crowds, just simple wardrobe staples. But lab testing revealed that speed and convenience replaced something crucial: safety oversight. Independent tests found formaldehyde in dress shirts and pants, both men's and women's styles. These are the very items marketed as office-ready and professional. Testing also revealed lead-in zipper pulls and metal buttons. What makes Amazon Essentials particularly concerning is the manufacturing model. These are private label items produced by third-party manufacturers with minimal centralized oversight. They contract with suppliers who prioritize speed to meet those famous 2-day delivery promises. When convenience becomes the priority, safety checks become the casualty. Number 4. Uniqlo. High-tech fabrics with high chemical concerns. Uniqlo positioned itself as the thinking person's fast fashion, quality basics with innovative technology. The brand convinced shoppers that their heat tech and AIRism lines were engineered for comfort and performance. But those innovative fabrics came with innovative chemicals most customers never knew they were wearing. Testing revealed PFAS in performance lines, particularly in items marketed as water-resistant, stain-resistant, or moisture-wicking. These forever chemicals are what make fabrics repel water and resist stains. When a shirt promises to keep you dry or a jacket claims to shed rain effortlessly, that is not fabric magic. That is chemical engineering. In 2015, Greenpeace released a report specifically flagging Uniqlo for PFC contamination. For women who bought into the idea that they were investing in quality basics with thoughtful design, learning those basics contained persistent chemical treatments was a significant betrayal of trust. To be fair, Uniqlo sits somewhere between ultra-fast fashion and truly safe clothing. But better does not mean chemical-free. Number 3. Lululemon. When premium prices don't mean chemical-free. At $98 for a pair of leggings, Lululemon customers thought they were investing in premium quality. The brand built a devoted following around the promise of performance fabrics engineered for serious athletes. But premium pricing did not prevent the brand from using the same PFAS chemicals found in bargain activewear. Testing conducted between 2020 and 2023 revealed PFAS in water-resistant yoga pants and jackets. What makes athletic wear particularly problematic is how we use it. You wear these pieces during workouts when your body temperature rises, your pores open, and perspiration increases absorption. Every workout becomes a chemical delivery system. Add in the fact that many women wear leggings and athletic tops for hours beyond the gym, and the exposure time extends significantly. Lululemon has made improvements to some product lines, but older inventory continues to circulate, sold at outlets or through resale platforms where shoppers have no way of knowing which production run they are purchasing. Number 2. Victoria's Secret. Glamorous marketing, troubling chemical reality. Victoria's Secret built a billion-dollar empire on the fantasy of glamorous lingerie. The brand promised confidence, allure, and luxurious fabrics. But when it comes to their sleepwear and loungewear, the reality includes flame retardants and formaldehyde that have nothing to do with glamour. Historical testing found flame retardants in children's sleepwear, violations that led to regulatory action. The irony is that many of these compounds carry their own health risks. They are designed to protect against one danger while introducing another. Adult sleepwear showed its own concerns. Labs detected formaldehyde in wrinkle-resistant nightgowns and robes. When you wear a nightgown or robe for hours while sleeping, your skin is in direct contact with that treated fabric during a time when your body should be resting and renewing, not processing chemical exposure. Testing also revealed phthalates in synthetic lace and decorative details. These hormone disruptors are particularly concerning in intimate apparel because of where and how long these items touch your skin. Victoria's Secret has undergone significant brand repositioning in recent years, yet chemical safety has not been part of that conversation. But nothing prepares you for what's coming from overseas at prices that defy logic. Number 1. Temu, when rock-bottom prices. Come with sky-high chemical risks, Temu flooded American shopping feeds with clothes so cheap they seemed impossible. $3 tops, $5 dresses, hauls that cost less than a single meal. They were impossible to make safely at those prices without cutting every corner, including the one that matters most: chemical safety. Recent testing revealed lead levels in Temu clothing that reached up to 428 times the acceptable limit. That is not a typo. 428 times what regulators consider safe. To visualize that, imagine the safety line is 1 drop. Temu gave you 428 drops in a single shirt, but lead was just the beginning. Labs also detected PFAS, phthalates, and formaldehyde across multiple product categories. Azo dyes turned up in children's and adult clothing. The direct-from-China business model allows Temu to bypass much of the testing and oversight that domestic retailers face. There is no accountability, no transparency, and no incentive to prioritize safety when the entire business model is built on impossible prices. What makes Temu the #1 brand to avoid is the combination. Every chemical problem we have discussed, Shein's lead violations, Zaful's phthalates, the PFAS in performance wear, the formaldehyde in easy care items, all of it shows up in Temu products at levels that exceed what we have seen elsewhere. When prices seem too good to be true, they are not good at all. The cost is just hidden in lab reports instead of price tags. If you've made it this far, you now know more about fabric safety than 99% of shoppers walking into stores today. That knowledge is power, but only if you use it. If this video changed the way you'll shop from now on, let me know by hitting that like button. And if you want more investigations like this, exposing what the beauty and fashion industries don't want you to know, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Your health is worth protecting, and I'm here to help you do exactly that.